I can work on the computer all day long, but just don't ask me how the computer works. Because
I can make it
lost.
work.
And
But I
he
don't know how
literally,
it
I say, Sean, what am I supposed to push? What button am I looking for? Especially if he has you go in the server room. I'm like, I'm at a total loss. Tell me if it's a green button or there's a green
Do I push it in
line.
or do I just pull it out?
Yeah,
No. Have you come up with an idea for a sheriff, a gift?
I haven't,
Nobody can, Angie can't either.
because she has everything, and if she doesn't have it, she goes and gets it.
Well, and anything that would, might mean something to her, she's got like, I was thinking maybe we could find her a small quilt or something. She has a zillion of them.
See, and that's why we just went,
No gift certificate or anything like that?
as employees, personally, we all went in and got a both necklaces.
Right, I knew that, right. And what we got Chris, what we gave Chris as a board, Cheryl, she had wanted at the drama breakfast. She was bidding on it, she didn't get it. So I was like, I said, but Cheryl, I said, if she want that really bad enough,
How are you?
we could
Pretty
get
good.
her
How you
a
doing?
certificate
Good.
from there. Yeah, that's what she said, yeah.
Hello.
So that's when I got her.
Hi, Dave.
And so,
Yeah, I'm at a loss too. I don't know how to help you there. He's definitely one of those people, if she wants it, she gets it, so.
I know. And I thought about maybe just a restaurant, a couple of restaurant cards. Oh,
Something for her Oregon trip, her bucket list.
I don't know what she needs.
I know, I don't either, I'm just saying that was on her,
Maybe
that's
I'll
on her
find,
list.
maybe I'll,
She got a plan?
She has plans to go to Oregon, it's one state she has, is it the last
the
state
last
she
state I
hasn't been
think she hadn't
to?
been to.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm never in Oregon.
I have, but I was like 12. I was with my grandparents.
Not a lot of remembering.
Well, and I laughed because I was at Las Vegas when I was 12 with my grandparents. I couldn't do anything.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You're talking about Oregon?
Yeah,
Yeah, Oregon's like one of the most beautiful places.
it is.
on earth.
And that is where I fell in love with eating fresh salmon.
Yeah.
Because my grandma's cousin is who we went to visit, and they took us out on the boat and caught it and grilled it that night, and I have loved fresh salmon ever since.
Yep.
Yep.
We did the whole coast,
Oh.
California, Oregon, all the way to Washington,
Uh-huh.
and then back down. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long did that take you? You're fine.
We went 1,500 miles in 5 days, something like that. So we were
You just
shooting-
drove.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a few hours at each thing.
Did you fly out and drive?
Yeah, we flew out to San Francisco. And then, yeah,
Oh, we can make it
So in Northern
go.
Ireland.
we ended up flying out of Portland.
I've got my yellow sheet.
Okay, thank
The east coast of Oregon, the eastern part of Oregon, though, there's not a lot.
It's like
Get
Montana.
over the mountains.
Yeah, I elk hunted out there, and that was different. Basically looked like desert hills.
Yeah, it's like Montana,
Yeah.
Idaho, those big
And then all of a
open
sudden, there's
nothings.
just one big mountain in the middle of nowhere. It's just
That's just something you're on.
unbelievable. Yeah, crazy weather, crazy. Rain, snow, 70 degrees.
you. See, we went to Colorado as a family last year with our kids and grandkids and all of us. And it was really weird because during the day we had shorts on, but by night we had sweatshirts and
Yep.
so I have pictures of my kids on the mountain, my grandkids in shorts holding snowballs. Making snowballs.
Whenever we went to Wyoming,
Yep.
years, like you'd wake up, there'd be frost on, it'd be 105 that day.
Yeah.
Saying,
So I grabbed the sweat
shorts on, and gotta go out there all bundled up.
Yep.
Colorado, we were only camping 12,000 feet, and at night we had to leave the water room.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
You stand this far away from the fire and you didn't hardly feel it.
It was beautiful though for us to be in
I
Colorado.
love nothing.
Colorado.
Nothing
I could live in
better.
Colorado.
We woke up every morning with elk right outside our cabin in the yard. I mean, it was so, my grandkids just were glued to the windows the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just so much to see. You get up in those mountains, start driving, and you just keep driving.
Yeah.
And you got up clear up into a pass, and then it was just a dirt pass. And you get up in there, and you're like, there's a car way down there that they can't be the pass that good.
Yep.
And then they close those, you can't get up there after this,
Yes.
First of October, the snow starts taking over and you can't get that high.
We're not 2 days early because it's storm can get outside.
Yep.
I got rocks about there. Say, do not take the rocks from me.
Yeah.
I gotta have one. I just gotta have one. Here you go.
It is pretty, there's nothing like it. Otherwise.
Greg. Sorry, I'm late.
Did you print
1
your
minute.
packet?
Yes.
I'm so used to having delivered it, now we don't. I'm like,
We're still expecting Dr. Miller, I think, but we can go ahead and get started.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Beck,
I'm good.
Busher,
Yep.
Dill,
Yes.
Bjorman,
Yes.
Athena, Miller, Vanetta,
Yes, Watkins. Okay, do we have a motion to approve the agenda for tonight? In a second.
Beck, yes, Busher,
Yes.
Dill,
Yes.
Bjorman,
Yes.
Vanetta, Watkins.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a few minutes to look over the minutes from the last meeting.
I just need to strike one thing after I printed it. In the roll call, I have Holcomb ranked in there for some reason. So if we just strike that out.
And on page 2, the very last, the reserve account funds and max acquisition grant, there are 2 different figures. Typo, right where your figures are. One says 128, then there's 118.
No, that's correct.
Okay,
It has to do with what was already in that line item.
okay. Hi. Once again. Oh.
We're just reviewing the minutes from the last meeting. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes with, Mr. Holcomb struck out in the roll call? Okay, give me a second.
Second.
Beck, yes, Busher,
Yes.
Dill,
Yes.
Bjorman,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Vanetta, yes, Watkins.
Introduction of guests, I believe we have, I guess, tonight. Maybe talk about this a little bit later. Public comments?
I would like to know, like I did at the county board meeting, I could place this on the desk for better hearing. And I just wanted to ask you guys if you were okay with it. Where would you guys like it?
Got this one, this thing, or do you-
I got both of them. I can put on there if you want.
It's up to you.
There's the second one. Appreciate it.
Okay, then we will, start with the fiscal officer's report.
Okay, it's in your pocket.
I
the bottom, it says what's in our checking and reserve. Does anyone have any questions?
Any unusual expenses? Nothing out of the ordinary you did not expect.
Mhm.
And the staff time reports are there as well.
It's in the next page. Now, for Chris Ingram, her PTO hours are listed there, but, after this date on this report, she was on her last paycheck, she was paid out for those PTO hours, which is in our policy. But she was not paid out for any flex. And her sick went to her IML like everybody else's.
Remind me again, what is the max on each one of those? I can't remember.
Well, PTO, the max is 180.
Okay, and
Everybody
the
that's
sick
been here
hours,
10 years. You get 80 every year and it's up to 1,000.
you guys changed that during COVID, you said,
Mhm.
right?
Correct.
Then flex hours is
I have to look back at the book.
Yeah.
three something, isn't
Three
it?
something.
380 something.
Something like that.
Okay. And how are you accumulating the sick hours?
Sick hours, everybody gets 80 hours every January 1st.
Okay.
As long as you've been here a year.
And what do you have to do to use them?
Doctor's note, doctor's appointments, sick, family, children sick, all of those things.
If it's 3 consecutive days, you have to have a doctor's
Right.
release to come back to work.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
That's all I have. If there's no other questions.
Okay. No other questions. We'll move on to the administrator's updates.
Okay, since the last meeting, we did get out the annual report. I think everyone should have received an email with it. If anyone have any questions? Just the annual report for our services and then the fiscal. And although on the annual report, it says it was unaudited, everything on there stands because Kemper Group finished their audit with the county after this came out. And she reported at the last county board meeting. So these numbers stand to what was in the county audit as well. We are going to be eligible to receive a new grant that covers COVID vaccination, monkeypox, influenza, and other ACIP recommended vaccines, which ACIP is the advisory committee for immunization practices. We have to have the application in on Wednesday. It is for $100,000. So I don't think we'll be able to request enough funding. But after 3 attempts, I did get approval to get the generator. So that's on the agenda for later today to approve the purchase of that. February 23rd was Chris's last day. It's been about every day we find something else that we have to take care of that she was enrolled in or something that she did. We have to switch to Danelle. Some of them that require backup until we hire another nurse. I'm considered the backup. In early February, I attended the pipeline safety training, which is a requirement that we have someone attend it. With the new grants coming out, our regular grants, Cindy and I have been on the DATA training, which is a grant Accountability and Transparency Act training. Our emergency preparedness program that we use, they have a new vendor. So I've been attending those trainings on learning the transition over. With Chris's departure and Cheryl's last official day being April 4th, all grants that they were part of, Cindy and I have to do line item transfers to transfer the funds out into either a new employee, contractual employee, or we have to come up with supplies or something that we could transfer those funds. We do have a potential new hire for director of nursing. She's reviewing the health insurance right now, and if it works for her and her children, I think she, after giving 2 weeks notice, she's gonna be a go. It's gonna hinge on that health insurance.
A good one, you think?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Yes, she's very good. This afternoon, our intern that was part of our contractual for one of the grants has been working on a website. He had the mock-up, he came and showed me today, and then he's working with Sean, our IT. It's gonna transition over to our server. We'll go through it again, and then we'll be able to get it out there live. And he has translated it into Spanish, so it will be in Spanish as well. So we get to check that little box that we provided in a second language. And he's done a fantastic job, and he did get his degree from Lakeland. So it served as his internship and his final program review for that. So that's all I have. Any questions?
Okay. Kyle, do you have anything to update us from the county board?
No, just trying to figure out this ambulance
Yeah.
more than anything. What
Yeah.
hinders on what what's gonna happen on April 4th. The grant. So until then, don't really have any answers. Got some ideas, but could mean nothing depending on how that vote goes. And kind of worried myself if that's even gonna pass. If it doesn't, we're gonna have a lot of big changes. That's what we've been really focusing on right now. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take a look at the February bills. So these have been paid, but we will discuss and have a motion to ratify these. You guys all have copies of that, right? Any February bills you have any questions on? Not gonna get a motion to ratify those.
I'll make a motion. I'll second that.
Beth? Yes. Fisher?
Yes.
Dill?
Yes.
Zimmerman?
Yes.
Miller?
Yeah.
Renetta?
Yes.
Watkins?
And then the March bills are also in your packet. Any questions about any of those bills? No, do we have a motion to approve those bills?
Just, I do have a question. So some of these names on here, like Shalina Hauser, I see it's under the 4233 crisis COVID expense.
That's under the crisis grant,
That's under the crisis grant.
correct?
Okay.
She's a contractual employee under that grant
Okay.
for right now.
So that's how you break it out. It wouldn't be under a contractual service.
It
Okay.
has, it's gotta be under that grant.
So it has to be
That's-
under that line.
Well,
item.
that's how Kemper has told me they want it,
Just curious.
because like, she's under that one. And so is the person doing our website, and then we've got 2 others under the response grant, and so that's how it goes.
Then there's like James Starwalt, and that's under a different one.
She's contractual, she's under response right now. But this month, she started training in WIC and is doing WIC to fill in until we hire someone. So next month, we'll see that hers will be different. Under a different category, I guess I should say, or line item.
If he's gonna continue with WIC then?
Just until we get someone hired and trained. But we had to have someone in between because we have all these WIC clients that,
Just be my own.
yeah, it has to be an RN, so.
Do you have a motion to approve the March bills? Need a second?
second.
Beck? Yes. Busher?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Huerman?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Banetta?
Yes.
Watkins?
Yes.
All right. Discussion regarding adding a line item Health Works to the budget.
I'm asking you to add this line because HealthWorks is split out now. It's no longer a grant. It's a fee for service. And so I talked to Kemper Group and they wanted me to do a new line item for HealthWorks, which is our DCFS clients. Okay. I'm not putting any money in there yet because we're still going back and forth of what they're even paying us and how it's going to work. And so, but I need the line item because they've started paying us since it's a fee for service. So later I will be putting money in that line item, but right now I don't know what to put. So I'd rather just leave it empty than to put something and have to change it later, if that's okay.
So this is payments we're receiving
Correct.
from DCFS.
It's from HealthWorks. It's a
From
fee for
HealthWorks.
service.
It moved out of
DHS.
DHS and it's been taken over by a insurance company. Yeah. And we sign a contract and then we get equal installments over the 12-month of the contract. But I've tried sending invoices.
Yeah,
It goes to a dead email. It's just, yeah, but we get payments.
they weren't very ready
They weren't, no.
for it.
They,
So
So what are the payments
So we are doing the work.
Like what,
payments.
for what service?
Whenever the foster parents get awards, and we have to Decatur, Macon County Health Department is our repository. Then when they know when they're placed, then we get large packages of all their medical records, and then we follow up to make sure that they're getting their medical care. Be it dental, vision,
Early
vaccinations,
learning,
or
anything, anything in that scope.
Mhm.
Used to be in with family case management, but
Yes.
I know, but they
Yeah,
pulled
they
it out
pulled it
and
out.
it's a private insurance now instead of DHS. So.
All right, so do we have a motion to add that line item to the budget?
So moved.
In a second?
Beck?
Yes.
Busher?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Huerman?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Banetta?
Yes.
Watkins?
Yes.
Okay, our next item is discussion and motion to remove Chris Ingram from the company credit card. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's probably for the best. All right, do we have a
So
motion to
moved.
do that?
So second.
That's okay. Pretty straightforward.
Beck?
Yes.
Busher?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Huerman?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Banetta?
Yes.
Watkins?
Yes.
Okay, and Donnell is taking many of those spots, so we should add her to the company credit card. We have a motion to do that.
So moved. Second.
Beck? Yes. Busher?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Huerman?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Banetta?
Yes.
Watkins?
All right. Tell us about this new generator.
City got a hold of South Central FS, and they came and looked at our old one, and then he sent us an estimate. He does the top, she referenced it, it says Cumberland County Highway Department. No more has Cindy sent you all of your packets and what he sent me, the new one that says,
The new one says Cumberland County Health Department. Yeah. The correct one.
Okay. If we were the highway department, we could get some outside parking lot work.
I know.
So, when I said it was on the grant, we do have to pay, $9,900, because they would only go up to $10,000 on this generator, so. Better than the full amount. After my third attempt, I pointed out that in their specs, they did not say what was considered a large generator, whether it was cost-wise, kilowatt-hour wise. And I said, this is for our vaccine backup. And since this is primarily for vaccines, and as long as we didn't go over that 10,000, they would approve it. Got it in writing too.
You have that backwards. The grant's paying 9,900, we're paying
We're
the
paying,
remainder.
we're paying the remainder, yes. Yes.
I knew what you meant,
Yes.
I just want to make sure everybody else knew what you meant.
So which grant is?
It's gonna be on this new one. It's called the,
With the workforce,
it's the COVID vaccination
Okay.
grant. No, the other one's not out yet.
okay.
And that includes all of the vaccines, basically.
Well, that's good. 'Cause definitely our vaccines need to be
That's what
taken
helped
care
us,
of.
because we
Yeah.
have to have a generator for if the power goes out, because we have thousands and thousands of dollars in vaccine.
And our backup right now is at the jail.
Mhm.
Down to the police.
Should've done something wrong, got put in.
Yeah.
That is not an unreasonable price. We did a generator at home. Now, one thing I don't see on here, what's the warranty period on this? Most new Generacs are like 3 or 5 year. And then they'll have an annual service thing. Like once a year, they're supposed to come by and do that. And they'll often give you the first year or two of that.
All I got was the
Yes,
estimate.
that's all I got as well.
I know he talked about it that day, but I don't remember what he said.
I'll certainly check on that.
Yeah.
Because I know he said it came with one.
Yeah, I wanted, to check on two things. What's the warranty period?
Okay.
And does this include the first 2 years, 3 years, 5 years of, the service contract?
Okay.
I move to approve this if those questions are satisfactorily answered.
And a second?
One second.
Beck, Miss Fisher,
Yes.
Gill,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Miller,
Yeah.
Renetta.
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Okay. And then, discussion and motion for clarification on the closed loop well fee. So that's also in your packet and highlighted.
Julie's here to talk about that just a little bit.
Okay, so, closed loop wells are geothermal wells. A house, like the biggest house that I've ever seen go in had, 6 closed loop wells drilled. They're normally around 200 foot deep, and then they run the piping down with like ethylene glycol or food grade oils or something to transfer the heat from the house to the ground or bring the cool up in the summer. Like I said, most residential, the biggest one I've ever seen is 6. We do have larger systems that go in that are commercial that are like, there's one that's going in that's going to be 80 wells planned. We're trying to get the thing established in the state code. It does allow us to set our own fee because we are home rule. We have an ordinance for water. But the state itself, they would charge if we didn't have our own ordinance. It's $100 for the first 10 wells and then $10 for each additional well. So what we're asking is our fee is currently $150 for the first, or $150 flat fee, the way that I read it. But we would like to do the first 10 wells for the 150 and then $5 per well after that. Because this is a lot of extra legwork on these large systems. If you're putting in a commercial system for these large places, it's many trips back and forth. And it's a lot of man hours that go into these. So the flat fee on systems that are approaching these larger sizes are kind of unsustainable.
So our fee was $150 flat, and we're really just defining what's included in that $150 as 10.
Mhm.
And then
10 or less.
10 or less.
Additional would be $5.
So this is not going to affect
It's most homeowners.
any
that's not-
residents I've ever seen myself. It might, affect like a larger church or a commercial facility or something like that has a much larger square footage.
And we did a comparison of some of the surrounding counties and was, most of them were doing the 10, there was a few that were 5, so. Felt 5 was sufficient for the extras.
Any other questions about that? Okay, well, do we have a motion to accept the closed loop well fee?
Make it.
In a second. Bill?
Beth? Yes. Fisher?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Mormon?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Janetta?
Yes.
Watkins?
Yes.
Anything that we need to do a executive session for?
Is there any reason to put the complaint letter from Janesville on any agenda, or was that just for our information?
Just for your information. And that we have sent the case to the state's attorney. Just basically because it was going to the news stations, we felt you guys need to be aware if someone approached you. The letter had been received. So far, we haven't heard anything else from it. I don't know how quickly Brian will get it going. But wanted you guys to be in the loop.
I just want, they were complaining about being neglected and nobody doing anything about it. I just wanted to know if they were being neglected again.
Not by us.
Not by us.
Any additional agenda items for the next meeting? I wanted to add a review of the Board of Health bylaws. There's some question on our record keeping for meetings and whether it's an appropriate thing to have a staff member keeping our notes. So that's something we can talk and review our bylaws about that next meeting. Anything else?
I would like to put on there, put the sick hours back to 500 and not 1,000, especially for new hires. Discuss it, whatever, but I think 500 is fair and 1,000 is a lot. I mean, that it's over. I mean, if another critical thing happened, I don't have a problem addressing it then, but 1,000 sick hours is quite substantial. And my knowledge, I asked this last time, if you don't use them, do they get paid out at the end or no?
Your sick hours?
Yeah, the sick hours.
No, they go
Okay.
to your IMRF
Right.
retirement credit.
Okay.
If you're vested.
Okay.
But yeah, the sick hours are never paid out.
They do go towards the IMRF.
Credit, yes.
Yeah, I think that next meeting would be a good time to address that, because I think that's officially when like the COVID emergency is supposed to expire in May.
Yeah.
Good time to do that. Anything else? Need a motion to adjourn, is that right? Motion to adjourn, anyone? Okay. That one, you got it?
I need a second.
Need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay.
You said that. Sorry. When I'm
Sorry.
down, some of you all sound the same.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you. Our next meeting is
May the 15th.
15th.